Hey guys, my name is Aaron and thank you again for joining me today at the French River Homestead. Today we're going to continue with our kitchen cabinets and start part 3, which is going to be our drawers. We're going to do pull-out drawers with inset face frames for these 3 and the top one on the right. And then there's going to be a door with 2 pull-out drawers in the bottom right corner as well as 2 in the center. So let me take you over and let's get started. So looking at the face frame of these drawers, you can see that my opening width is 15 inches on all 3 on the left side. And then the heights vary, obviously. The depth here is 23¼ inches because we have this back stretcher. The overall depth of the carcass is 24 inches. So I'm going to make the depth of these drawers 22 inches to compensate for this back stretcher and also to recess the face frame so that way it's flush with the face of the drawer so that way it's flush with the face frame. Now for the width, because it's 15 inches, I have to compensate for the width of our slides, which are 1/2 inch on each, so I have to subtract 1 inch. So the overall width will be 14 inches. So the first thing I'm going to be doing here is just dimensioning all the plywood pieces. Basically just taking bigger pieces of plywood and making them smaller. It's a lot of redundancy here. The drawers are basically all the same. There's a bottom, 2 sides, a front and a back. So depending on the size of your openings, you're going to have to either make drawers of the same size. Mine were the same in width, just different in height. So I used my table saw and the miter saw in combination to make the plywood pieces the appropriate size, but anything will work really. If you don't have a table saw or a miter saw, you can always use just a circular saw. Basically just use whatever you have available. Now I just wanted to do a test fit here just to lay out all the parts and see how they're doing as well as how they fit before I started gluing or attaching everything together. And you see that I'm doing it here this way so that way the front and back are the same width as the drawer bottoms and the sides are going to be longer to have it so that way the Craig screws are going to be drilled from the front and back. Now there's going to be a false face on the front, so that'll cover up those pocket holes, and the back you shouldn't see unless you remove the drawer. I was worried that if I did it in a somewhat more traditional way, then the pocket holes would be seen when you pulled the drawer out if the holes were on the side. So from here it's just a lot of repetition, just drilling the pocket holes. And once they're all drilled out, you can go ahead and start putting them together. In addition to the pocket screws, I'm also using a bead of glue just on the edge here, just to give it a little bit of extra reinforcement. We're using this for our kitchen cabinets, so these drawers are going to have some heavy dishes, and I just want to make sure that everything's going to be structurally sound. I didn't do a rabbet in the plywood, which would have helped to align things with the pocket holes. We were just kind of in a hurry to get our kitchen cabinets done in make them usable. If this becomes a problem down the road, we can always redo them. And to be honest, it doesn't really add a whole lot as far as structural strength. It helps when you're lining it up, so that way the parts don't slide around on you. When you're using the pocket screws, if you don't have a corner clamp or something, they tend to slide around a little bit on you, just you know, a fraction of an inch. But if that's something that is a problem for you, then go ahead and rabbet those pieces so that way it lines it up a little bit better.
So that about wraps up this drawer. I still have to do the false face on the front, but everything else is pretty much done. You can see how it went pretty quick. I think it only took me a couple minutes to do this drawer. So I've got a few more to do, but it's the exact same process. Alright guys, I got 4 of the 8 drawers done. The 3 here are ready to be installed in the drawer slides. Forgot to mention earlier, but I got these 100-pound soft close drawer slides at the box store. I think I paid about 19 bucks a piece, so they're not cheap, but they seem to slide pretty smooth, and I hope that they'll hold up to the weight. I still have 2 more drawers to build in this middle cavity underneath the sink, and then 1 more is going to be in this cavity above this drawer. These are both going to be slide outs with a door to close that, and then 1 more drawer up here. So I got half of them done today. Wasn't as productive as I thought I'd be. Got a late start today, so it is what it is. So I'm gonna try to get the rest of these the rest of the drawers done tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. If you have any questions or comments on this video or anything else in our homestead in general, please just leave a note in the comment section below. I'm also going to leave a link to the rest of the playlist so you can see this whole series in its entirety if you'd like. Otherwise, thanks for watching.